So I'm looking at MSTY on my Webull chart, and I'm wondering, why does it not look the same as it does on my Yahoo Finance chart? I got the answers and the fix. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So I've been looking at this Webull chart and looking at MSTY here, and as I did a video previously talking about this, talking about the fact that looking at the MSTY chart here, you can see that it's going from left to right and up, right? So it's got a nice trend going up. It looks like it's got a start of around about a $7.83 or so here, and it's got an ending price of $27.94, and it's got a max 52-week high of $37.16. Well, we know that's not right because I've purchased MSTY in the 40s as well. So why is it not showing on this chart? And to give that example, let's slide over to Yahoo Finance. Here we can see that it is going from a price of about $20 some to about $27. So from $20 to $27, somewhat flat with a slide up, but in the Webull we had $7 to $27. Why is that? And is there something wrong with the Webull chart? Because as you can see here, that is not the same chart. That is not the same graph. And before we dig too much into this, if you don't mind, please hit the like and subscribe and share this video. It'd be much appreciated. So why is that? This one here is what you would call an adjusted chart. Okay, so this is more of an adjusted graph. And what it is it gets adjusted as the distributions are paid out. So each time a distribution is paid out, it adjusts the chart that distance, right? So this here looks a lot more like if you've ever been through a reverse split. A reverse split will do that. It will readjust the entire chart to show that price as a adjusted price. But when you're looking at these and you're trying to evaluate if you want to get into a stock and you're just looking at the Webull chart here, this chart could be very misleading, because if you've got a stock that has done nothing but pretty much go up on a trend for the year, and this is a 1-year chart, and you've also been paying out dividends of, $1.85, $4.19, $4.42, $3.08, and so forth, why wouldn't you get into something like this? This is just a no-brainer, right? You got stock appreciation and you're getting a dividend or a distribution. I mean, that's a win-win. But this is an adjusted chart. It is very different from the actual chart. But I have a way to fix this to a chart that will align to the other charts, like your Yahoo Finance or your Morningstar chart or any other chart. And if your broker also adjusts, you may also look to see if you can change it in your settings as well. But for Webull, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to actually change your chart so it's looking at the actual movements of the stock and not the adjusted chart here. Okay, so to fix it and to make it into a chart that shows the actual movements of the stock, you simply go and follow my cursor here. As you can see up in this far right corner up here of the chart section, there's 3 bars. You click those 3 bars right there and you'll see it says chart settings. You click the chart settings and that will pull up this little chart settings here. And this is where you can go in, you can adjust how you want your candles to look, the appearance, even your trade settings and everything else like that. But for what we're trying to do, you click the tab called Axis. So click that one and then go to the Y-axis here. Under Y-axis, you'll see adjustment type. Right now it's set to adjusted, and that is actually their default. I don't know why it's the default. You would think the actual would be the default, but it's not. It is adjusted. So simply go there do the drop down, change it to actual, and as you can see, when I change that, let me put it back on adjusted. There's what we were just looking at. And now if I click actual, boom, look at that. Big difference. Okay, let me drop this menu here. Click the done. Now look, that where we were seeing that $37 and I think 16 cent, now it says the high is $46.50. Now, does that align correctly with what we were seeing before? And yes, it does. As you can see right here, that was that top right there, and that's about that 40. You know, it's kind of hard to get it on that dot right there. But as you can see, this chart design here, where you got that peak, drops down, you got that peak, and it drops down. Here you can see the exact same thing. And this again, both of these are 1 year charts. You got that peak, it drops down, you got the peak and it drops down. Now we're looking at the same charts. Now you can look at it and better evaluate how the stock is doing. Now this wasn't to mean anything about MSTY or anything else, but it was actually to help my other fellow Webull users out there, to help them set the chart up if you didn't already know that. I was not aware of it until just the other day. So when I did that video talking about my Webull chart showing one way and other charts showing that it was a different design on the chart, that was quite confusing for me. So I did some digging and I found out that's what it was. This is an adjusted chart, and to change that, just go up and change the adjustment to actual. And now your chart looks like everybody else's chart in the world. So if you are seeing that same setup with yours, check to see if there's a setting that you can change on that. But I hope this helps all my Webull users out there to get that changed to an actual. I don't know why you would want to see an adjusted chart, but anyway, that's what it is. It was set up as an adjusted chart, and now it's the actual chart. And now we can see where MSTY has still got a nice uptrend. Now, yes, we have huge peaks and we've got some valleys, but overall, if you see and drew a line, and you drew your line from the start here, and you drew it to the end there, that's an upward slope to me. So I'll take that. That's a nice trend going up, nice and steady. And what I'm trying to do is I am also looking to try to buy when that stock drops below the 10 on the RSI 2 for the daily. And guess what happened yesterday? Yesterday being Friday on the 24th, it dropped below the 10. So I ended up buying a few more shares of MSTY at that time. Instead, I normally would have bought on the X date, but for this time, since it was green and going up, I decided to pause and wait to see if I can get a down day to buy. And how do I know when it's a down day or a good time to buy? I was looking for this RSI 2 down here at the bottom. This yellow line is the RSI 2. When it dropped below that purple line, and that purple line here, as you can see, is a 10. So it's a 10 on the RSI 2. And once that dropped down below it and it went down to 5.88, then I was able to buy it. Now, did I catch it when it dropped all the way down there? No, of course not. Once it got close to it and started teetering down below it, I went ahead and purchased at that point, because you don't know at that point if it's going to stay down there, bounce back up, or what. But we keep dropping down below it every so often. So to me, those times right there are good potential buy times. As you can see, we had one here, we had one here, and you can see this red candle up here at the top of the chart. It's down, right? And it's below the RSI 2. For this one here, we're down below the RSI 2, and we got a nice red candle here, which is down. Now that happens to be on X date. So that one happened to be a good day to buy on X date. And I come over here on this one, and it didn't quite get there, but you do have this huge red candle drop. So I probably would have bought there as well. So you can kind of go through the chart and you can kind of see where, you know, this distribution, it paid out, but it's a green candle, but it did drop so much here. Maybe you still do buy. You just got to kind of make your own decisions. But this one here did drop below that RSI too. So again, if it's going below it, to me, that's a short-term low price on it. So I'm looking to use that as my potential buy points. So it's kind of interesting. You can check it out later on your own. But there are several times where it does drop down below it. And I am trying to be better about when I buy it rather than to keep buying it at the high. You know, buy it at the high and this thing falls. And then it goes back up and I buy it and then it falls. And then it goes back up and I buy it and it falls. So now I'm going to try to change that up by adding the RSI2 indicator. And that's helping me to hopefully buy at better times. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It'd be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.